let's flip a coin. Heads Carolina, tails California.
Hello, it's Andy Graham of Hobo Traveler. I'm, I don't know, what is it, March 20th, 2014, and I'm leaving Kara, Togo, and I'm going about 110 miles, 200 kilometers or something. I think every 100 miles is 60 kilometers. Every 100 kilometers is 60 miles, so if you divide the 100 by, multiply how many hundreds you got by 60, that's the number of miles. But basically this is a 2 to 4 hour trip, and I went to the bus stop. I'll show you where I went to a Trav, and I tried to figure out if they had any buses. I really can't be bothered with all this bus stuff. I mean, buses are like, so what I'm going to do today is I'm going to leave Kara, I'm going to go outside, and I'm going to get a collective taxi. It's like a shared taxi. When they fill up, they leave and go the 110 miles. So I should be able to do this in 3 hours, right? Okay, my alternative was to wait till 2 o'clock, 1400 hours here, and the bus coming from Lomé, Togo will stop in Kara and then go on further and arrive around 6 o'clock at night in Dapaong. Okay, what I'm going to do is go to Dapaong and then work my way back, stopping at Mango and Namtogo, maybe Kandi. Kandi's really a nice place, has a great market. I don't know what day it is, I think it's Sunday. But I could have waited for the bus at 2 o'clock, wasted the whole day, made a really stupid move, and arrived at a city at 6 o'clock that I've never been to. I mean, I might do this in Lomé, I might do this in Dapaong, I can do it from Kara for sure, but I don't do this. I hardly ever, for me to arrive later than 2 o'clock in the afternoon is like, just had no choice, right? Okay. I'll do anything, but this is like waiting for an airplane. People will get on an airplane to go, go 100 miles, right? And refuse to take the bus or something like that. While the bus will leave in the morning, get there at noon, they're still waiting in the airport for the plane to leave, because you got to arrive 3 hours earlier, then you got an hour. You got 5 hours for the plane trip, and you only got 3 hours for the bus trip. And it's about time sitting in the seat. And for me, you really got to be careful on short airplane trips, because you can really waste a lot of time just going to the airport. Anything under about 500 miles is really just better by bus. But people don't want that. They want the status of saying they're on the plane, and it's some kind of mental self-esteem problem. But again, this is maybe one of them self-esteem problems. People want to get on the bus, they want to arrange the thing, so they'll sit around all day waiting till 2 o'clock in the afternoon to get on a bus. Then you understand that this thing just came from Lomé. It could be an hour late, it could be it could be many things, right? So you got to get to the bus station early. I actually this is nice, because what happens is I just go I go to the edge of the town that is leading to the thing. Say I want a 5 place. This is 5-seater. They're going to put 7 in it, and then a car stops, and when it's full, if you get there right after sunrise, everybody that's making these trips, like the business people, are out there. They have a place in the center of town, but it's much more complicated because they never seem to fill up. But you're already full when you get to the edge of the town. It's kind of like hitchhiking with the pace. Sometimes a car will pick you up. Now the bad part about Africa is they have these toll bridges at the edge of every city where they basically got to pay and enter and leave the city. It's kind of like a little. It's the way the police get money, right? Because you can't collect taxes. So if you can get beyond that, a normal person will pick you up. And because the chauffeur, the drivers of the 5 classes, the 5-person or the 7-person, they have arranged with the police. They got their little system. But if I get beyond the Puy, I think it's called, Page, I don't know what you call it. I'm in a French country, right? if I can get beyond there, a normal car can pick me up and then just take me the whole way. It's like hitchhiking with a fee, right? So you hitchhike, but you pay the fee. I don't think this thing's going to cost me more than about $2,004 to get 200 kilometers or 110 miles. So it's a really easy trip. It's a straight shot. The road's probably not as good as, you know, and that's why I like the cars sometimes. It's just faster, but now what I do is I just buy the 2 front seat. There's 3 passengers, so I'll put somebody sitting on the console, and I'll just buy the 2 and pay maybe $8 and do it. If you really just, then you can buy the whole car. But that's a little more dangerous, right? Because if you buy the whole car, then if the guy wants to rob you, you can do it with nobody knowing. So I like passengers in the car with me. That's why big buses are always safe as can be. To rob a complete bus has to be done in Mexico. Mexico will do this, or used to do it. I think they probably slowed it down now. But when I first started traveling 15 years ago, Mexico, it was always, they'd stop the whole bus, strip them all their clothes, put them out in the weeds, and rob them. Mexico is one of the most dangerous countries on the planet. Very organized, institutionalized corruption. Okay. Here they're Mickey Mouse. Africa is really Mickey Mouse. Unless a war breaks out, then it's a different thing, because that's they'll take vengeance on anybody that they've been thinking about for years. But this is what I'm going to do, and it's really easy in Africa just to walk to the edge, get to the edge of the city. Most of these countries in Africa, you just get to the edge of the city, wait for a car. I tell the taxi driver, the motorcycle taxi driver, I want a car. I tell him the city I'm going to, so I can say Togo or Dapaong, and the guy knows where the cars are. And I don't micromanage the guy. I don't tell him exactly where I'm going, but I try to get him to take me to a car, and then I get out and then sort of negotiate the price. Normally in Togo they don't really have much trouble. They don't cheat you that much. But on that type of thing. Everything else you buy and they will. But I don't know. I guess because everybody in the car would know it. But I'm going to show you on a map the situation, and then after this is done, I'm going to put just a video of me going to the Trob station and finding out that. Okay, so here is the map of Togo on my computer, and you can see that right here is Kara and right here is Dapaong. But the buses would come all the way from Lomé, stop at 2 o'clock, and then go on. So I basically would have to wait till 2 o'clock. So I got to wait 6 hours to leave. I want to arrive there before noon and have all the time in the world to negotiate any way you do it. This saves a lot of money if you arrive before noon, because you can walk around. I never get reservations hardly, and I just will pick out the best room in the hotel, and the guy knows I can negotiate. If you arrive at 6 o'clock or after dark, you have no negotiation skills whatsoever. I mean, they know they got you. So, and then you pay the first day, you end up paying, 20% more just because you arrived late. Arrive before 2 o'clock, walk the city, figure out the thing, relax, take it easy, talk to people. If you get advice, get it only from foreigners. The locals just always don't know. They don't sleep in the hotels. Fortunately in Africa, the cheap hotels are chambre de passage, or like love hotels, and you just say chambre de passage in the French countries, and that'll get you down. Or basically you get on a motorcycle, take a tour of a small city. Like I'm going to go to a small city, it's like 50,000 people. And they'll give me, the taxi driver can take me to all the hotels. He'll take me to the first, to the rich one, the expensive one, and he'll just keep working down, and I'll keep saying posh air, posh air, posh air. And he'll never listen to me because all the whites go to the expensive hotels. And finally, I'll get a whole tour of all the hotels, and it'll take about 20 minutes, but I'll have a nice hotel for a week. And then I'll come back to Kara and take a shower, wash my clothes, and go on to Lomé and hang out for another 13 days, then get on a plane on April 13th. Hey, it's a plan. I'll show you the bus. Not really interesting, but I'll show it to you. Okay, I'm trying to go to Dapaong, and I found out the buses come from Kara, and they stop here at 2 o'clock and then go on to Dapaong. I really don't want to do that. I might just take the small cars, and it's like hitchhiking, and not hitchhiking, but it's waiting for cars, because I don't want to arrive at 6 o'clock at night. I always arrive before noon or 2 o'clock. I mean, to arrive at 6 o'clock tonight is just anti-hobo Andy Graham. But I'm at the Trop bus station in Cara, and normally the buses come all the way from Cara, they stop here at 2 o'clock, and then they go on to Dapaong and arrive there about 6 o'clock. And of course they're telling you in 1,400 hours, 1,600 hours, and you got to translate that. But I'm trying to get to Dapaong, and I want to arrive there. It's only 4 hours away, 200 kilometers. It's not that big a trip.
Tonight, let's flip a coin.